Hi guys, so today I'm talking about 3 things you should know about celibacy. That is abstaining from sex, possibly until marriage or something. So I'll be talking about 3 things that I've noticed in my experience. And number one is it's possible. Like every time I tell people that I haven't had sex and I'm not having sex right now, I'm waiting till marriage. They're always like, oh, how are you doing? Especially the men. They're like, how are you doing it? How do you manage? Do you use sex toys? What are you doing? And I know it's challenging. I mean, it's not the easiest thing to date somebody you like and not have sex with them. But come on, like nobody's going to die because they did not have sex. As in, I'm always so shocked when people act like they never heard of being celibate before. They never heard of people, waiting till marriage to have sex. And they act like those of us who are waiting, well, we must be like walking zombies or something. I mean, the most recent experience I had was so funny. Actually, the last 2 experiences I had were so funny because the first one told me, "What? Why? Why are you doing that?" And then he told me, "Oh, well, you're going to make a compromise for me." And I was like, "Dude, what? Why in the world would I make a decision to wait to have sex, to wait till I'm married to have sex, and then because of you, like you, who am I going to change my mind?" Like, that was so funny. And then the most recent one, he was so shocked. He was like, "Oh my, like, what are you doing?" Like, because I said, "Oh, that I'm, taking my time and I haven't been in a relationship for a while because I'm being careful, like, who I date now." And he was like, "Yeah, but you still need a man around." I'm like, "Okay, what for?" He was like, just to, just to, just to attend to your bodily needs." And I was like, "Nah, I'm celibate and I have been celibate for a while." And he was like, "Oh my gosh, that long? What are you doing? How are you doing it? Like, are you helping yourself?" I'm like, "No." I mean, people wait till they get married. Like, it's not a real occurrence, and like, nobody has died. Last I heard, nobody has died from not having sex. So, unless you have research to prove me wrong, so yeah, it's highly possible to wait to date somebody and not have sex with them. Very, very possible. And it might be a bit uncomfortable, but nobody's going to die. Number 2 is you need to set boundaries to make it easier on yourself. Like, I'm very careful what I watch and what I read because, I think another thing is like people believe they can just consume any information they want and watch anything they want, and they're not going to feel any type of way. I mean, I know myself, like, once I start hearing R&B in my head, or or I'm just feeling a type of way. I just, I'm very careful what I watch at the time. I'll just be listening to sermons, things that cannot that cannot take your mind anywhere, unless I'm in a Mount Zion movie. Anybody ever wondered how Mount Zion movies, the man and the woman will be listening to gospel music and they'll still decide to get jiggy? Like, who listens to gospel music? I remember one, like, they were listening to the woman's mixtape or whatever. She had just waxed the mixtape and they were in the living room. Two normal moms listening to gospel music. And next thing, we just saw them coming out of the room and the woman was crying. And obviously, Mount Zion now, they always take things to the next level. Before you knew it, the woman was pregnant, she had an abortion, their destinies were destroyed, they died. Oh my god. So yes, it's hard, but it's doable if you have the right boundaries in place. Finally, celibacy has made my life less complicated. When I used to have sex with guys I was dating, I just used to find myself, in a weird emotional space. I would just become needy, and there were lots of things that I shouldn't be putting up with that I'd put up with. I remember one guy who eventually abused me, and I mean, we're not even really officially dating, to be honest. We're in that what are we stage. But yes, like, he was controlling me basically. And then one day I was in the room of a guy that I actually did like. Nothing was happening. I was just talking to him. And this other guy, the what are we guy, just came and was like, "Jola, come here." I know ordinarily, I mean, what's a self-respecting woman to do? Is like, I'm sorry, what? Like, you shouldn't even get to that point in the first place. But I just walked out humbly and quietly, like somebody who, was on a leash or they were using remote control for. And I know it's an extreme example, but for me, like, I just found that sex made me, just lower my standards. It just made me accept things from men. It made me put up with things. And it was just harder to let go of men, even though I knew that they were not the right ones. Like, it just brings down walls for me, and it's almost like this person has become a part of my life. So it's harder for me to let go. It's more difficult for me to see things the right way. Like, if somebody is cheating, or if somebody's misbehaving, or if somebody's treating me, in a way that I don't deserve, but I'm already having sex with them. Like, I just found that it was, harder for me to let them go. That I just found that sex just made me feel entangled because it's a season of what? Entanglement. So sex just made me feel entangled, like I couldn't get free. And since I've been, celibate, I've noticed that I look at men now from like a better point of view, because I'm not all mixed up with those emotions and all. So for me, sex has actually, celibacy has actually made my love life less complicated. So yeah, that's it. Thank you for listening and for watching these 3 things you should know about celibacy. If this is a decision that you want to make, I promise you that it's doable. It's just that you have to adjust your life and make some changes. But you might find that you actually enjoy it, and hopefully I will not be among the celibates much longer because we're about to have some what legitimate and legalized sex opinion.